Hello everybody! Today's video is a meal prep video. I am leaving tomorrow morning to go on a ladies retreat for several days. I will be gone until Saturday, so I guess that's about 3 days. And I'm going to prep some food that I can take with me so that I can hopefully stay close to the carnivore diet. I have been eating a few things that are not carnivore. This morning I had some fresh whole wheat, fresh ground flour bread for lunch with my soup. But yesterday I did not eat anything that was not carnivore. So anyway, I wanted to make some things that I can take with me that will make it easier for me to stick with my diet so that I will not feel awful while I'm there or gain 5 pounds. So I'm gonna make a carnivore cheesecake. This is gonna be one that you bake in the oven. I do make a no-bake carnivore cheesecake using pork rinds for the crust, but I'm not making that today. I may make that in the future, so you can keep an eye out for that video, but I'm running out of time today, so I'm gonna make this one that I bake in the oven that I can just mix together, dump, and throw it in the oven. It is best when it is set in the fridge overnight and eaten the next day. That is our favorite way to have it. So I'm going to make just a little square pan, and I will probably take half of it with me and I will leave the other half here for my husband to enjoy. A couple days ago I made some chaffles. These are egg whites and mozzarella cheese cooked in my little tiny waffle maker. And then there's 5 I think in here, and then I just stuck them in the freezer so that I can take them with me whenever I go tomorrow. I will use these as bread. They should be thawed out by the time I get there. I will use these as bread for the sandwiches that we will be having for lunches. I also am going to make some yogurt because I'm about out of yogurt in the fridge. The kids have been eating it a lot lately and I don't want them to eat the last bit while I'm gone. So I'm going to use that to make more yogurt for them. I also saw a recipe for carnivore gummies, and I cannot remember now. It was quite a while ago when I saw that recipe. Not really sure what's in it. I'm going to have to look that back up and see if it's something I want to make. I think it's like cream and gelatin maybe. Let's just look and see. These are keto and carnivore gummies. It says, let's see, recipe. Milk, heavy cream, vanilla, gelatin, and whey protein powder. And then you mix it up, pour it in your little molds, and stick it in the fridge. So those actually sound delicious. I think I will make some of those to take with me tomorrow. And hopefully they won't take too long. They seem fairly easy. And then the last thing I wanted to make, which hopefully I will get to, I was going to take this to share, was some crab Rangoon dip. This is one of my most favorite things to eat, and it's basically the filling of a crab Rangoon. And then you take a slice of cheese and you cook it on the stove until it's crunchy, and then you smear the dip over the top of the cheese and you eat it that way. So good. So I'm gonna try to make the dip to take with me. Thursday evening we're supposed to bring something to share with the group, and I thought that would be a good thing to take because everyone can try it. I also might try it with some pork rinds, but I don't know if I'd enjoy that as much. Alright, I'm going to start with the yogurt. This is my last gallon of milk here, but I do need to go to the store. But before I dump this in my pan, I'm going to fill up what I need for the gummies. It says I need 3/4 of a cup of milk for the gummies. And then I'm not going to measure for my yogurt. I'm just going to pour this in here until it's gone, and turn it on to start warming it up. Yogurt is something I can also take with me and eat while I'm there. I just add some truvia to it and some vanilla, and it's really, really good. So I will warm this milk for the yogurt on medium heat so that I don't scald the bottom of it. And this will warm until it gets to about 180 degrees. Okay, while that's warming up for the gummies, I'm gonna add in 3/4 of a cup.
What are you making?
Of heavy whipping cream. I already did this wrong. I was supposed to only put half of the liquid mixture in my pan and put in my gelatin. I think it'll still be fine. We're still gonna do it this way. Alright, so I'm gonna put in 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I'm gonna put in 5 tablespoons of protein powder. This is Equip protein powder, unflavored kind, and it is very simple ingredients. It's got 4 ounces of grass-fed beef, and that is it. That's all that's in here. Straight protein. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to whisk this all together. I may put this in my little mixer. It's getting a little clumpy. This actually would make a really good protein shake if it was the vanilla kind. I often will, if I feel like I'm just still hungry, but I don't really want to eat anything, I will mix up a protein drink with this protein powder. It's very clumpy. Let's dump this in and see if we can get it to come off of there. Anyway, I'll just use this protein powder and some milk and mix it together. It's really, really good. Probably the best protein powder I've ever tasted. Doesn't have all of the fake taste from protein powders you get from the store that are full of all sorts of things. It's very good. This is why you read the directions before you start cooking. Then you avoid these mistakes that I'm making here. And I think because I'm just gonna mix this in my blender, I'm gonna go ahead and add my gelatin. This is Trim Healthy Mama Just Gelatin. And this recipe calls for 2½ tablespoons. 2½ do a tiny bit more. And I'll stick this in my blender and let my blender do all this work for me, and then we'll dump it back in the pan and warm it up. I'm gonna wipe my little measuring cup out though. Okay, this is not going so great. I'm gonna open this up, but I think I may have just turned it into whipped cream. I think I mixed it too long, or it might just be thickening because of the protein powder and the gelatin in there. We're gonna see what it looks like whenever I open it. It's very thick, but I think when I warm it, it will thin out and be okay. I just noticed all of a sudden my machine was making, my mixer blender started making a funny noise like it does whenever I make whipped cream in there. And it's because it was so thick, there was no liquid yet left to blend. Okay, I did taste this, and it definitely needs some sweetness added to it. I'm going to put some truvia. Obviously, truvia is not carnivore, but I use it anyway and have no problem with it. Add that in there. Once I start warming this, then I will stir it in. Well, I could do it now, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to finish my yogurt and then I'll do this. Alright, that's got a little ways to go still. We will turn this on. And once it gets to 180 degrees, I'm going to move it over into the sink and set it down in my ice water. And then it'll cool in there until it's about 110 degrees. While it's cooling, I have turned my oven on, so I'm going to go ahead and make the cheesecake while the yogurt is cooling down. And then we'll get the cheesecake in the oven and hopefully be able to finish the yogurt once the cheesecake is done. So it's at about 168 degrees, so I'm going to get my cheesecake mixing up. Got too much stuff on my counter. Not enough counter space. Alright, I'm going to experiment. Actually, maybe I won't. I was thinking about using freeze-dried eggs, but I think I'm going to use the ones out of the fridge so I can get rid of them quicker. I'm going to be heading to the store after I'm done doing all this to get some more eggs, and I need this box out of my fridge because these are just about gone. So I found this recipe on a Facebook group that I'm in. It calls for 5 eggs. I'm going to go ahead and use 6 because that's what I have in my box here. I also need 8 ounces of cream cheese. I'm going to drop this down in my mixer here. Add 1 teaspoon about of baking soda. I'm going to add in some vanilla. And then I have just some plain stevia here. I'm going to add a few donks of this. This is a donk. It comes from Trim Healthy Mama. It's like 1/32 of a teaspoon or something. And I'm going to put, I don't know, 5 or 6 of these in here. Alright, and then this will be ready to put on the blender. Get it all blended up, and then we'll grease our pan and go ahead and dump it in and get it put in the oven. My cheesecake is going to go in the oven at 325 degrees gonna bake for anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes to an hour. The top should start to get kind of brown and you'll be able to tell when it's setting up. And then we'll pull it out and let it cool on the counter for a little while and then stick it in the fridge. Next, I started working on the crab Rangoon dip, and this recipe is just something I came up with in my head. I have made crab Rangoons before, and I used a recipe then, but we did not like how it turned out. So this time I just used 1 brick of cream cheese, so 8 ounces of cream cheese, and then I probably have about 1 cup of chopped up imitation crab meat. You could use more or less of this depending on how much crab you like in your dip. But then I also added in some shredded cheese, and then I topped it with some mozzarella cheese. If I made this again, I would use whipped cream cheese instead of a brick of cream cheese because it's already whipped, the work is already done for you, and you don't have to worry about stirring it up and having it be hard as a rock when you're trying to stir it up because it's already whipped cream cheese. And then I would make it exactly the same way, just using the whipped cream cheese because it was so good and everyone really, really liked it. I ended up eating mine with, I think I just had a spoon, and I ate it with a spoon if I remember correctly. Oh no, I went and bought some cheese wisps from the store and used those like little crackers. Other people had theirs with tortilla chips or with crackers. This turned out so good, and I will make sure to leave this recipe plus all the other ones that I have in this video down in the description box for you. We will now check our yogurt. Mix it up a little bit. See what the temperature is. Colder than 100, which is good. We're going to take this out and get the yogurt whisked in. So normally I would only cool this to 110 degrees, but I wasn't paying attention, which happened last time, and it turned out okay, so hopefully it'll be alright this time. My oven will be warmer when I put this in, so that will help. I'm going to whisk this in with my little whisk here. Make sure I get all the chunks out. My yogurt also turned out really good. It was thick and creamy, just like I had made before. Didn't seem to affect it much that it had dropped all the way down below 100 degrees before I whisked the yogurt starter in there. But this just sat overnight in my oven, wrapped up in those towels, and then in the morning I unwrapped it and stuck them in the refrigerator, and the kids have been enjoying having them for breakfast or for snacks with some vanilla and some truvia or some frozen fruit inside of it. Okay, my cheesecake is done. It's nice and brown on the top. It's kind of puffed up. It will shrink down as it cools. I'm gonna leave my oven door open. I need it to cool off in there so I can get my yogurt put in the oven. Let's check and see how my little gummies are doing. The recipe said that they should be gummified in 30 minutes. I guess these little ones might be. We'll pull them out, and they look like they're pretty solid. We'll see if we can get these out of here and give them a taste. Alright, I'm gonna give this a taste. They're not too bad. It kinda just tastes like vanilla protein powder, even though I didn't use vanilla protein powder. They've kinda got that vanilla milkshake taste to them, and then they're little gummies. Very good. Not bad. I like them. It'd be a good little snack filled with protein that I can just munch on whenever everyone else is munching on stuff that I cannot eat. I can have these and have my sweet tooth fixed. Look at how cute these are. They turned out so good, the little dinosaurs. They're so cute. Alright, so that is all for my meal prep. I think I have everything ready to go. Hope you enjoyed watching me and that you've got some new ideas for yourself to try. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.